More than ever, people need something that helps them achieve more, and that's where TrustArc enters. We believe that these events and effects have resulted in the concept that more than ever, folks need products and services that help them deliver speed, scale, and savings, which became our thesis for roadmap development. I'll hand it over to Eric to talk about how we tested that thesis.
Well, as Val mentioned, when we came to TrustArc, one of the first things we talked about as a team was how, privacy professionals and privacy programs were hitting this wall of overwhelm that Val walked through. There's too much work going on, that workload's growing, there's not enough people to do it, the budgets are under pressure. And what we believed were that privacy teams really needed solutions to drive speed, scale, and savings. So we tested that idea. Specifically, we experimented with some ways that AI could assist with specific parts of that privacy workload. And what we saw confirmed that thesis in a pretty big way. And you can see it here in the numbers. With Nimity AI, for example, we saw a huge and sustained increase in usage as privacy teams turned to it for, a go-to for research and quick answers. And that shows that when AI actually delivers real value and not this one-time spike in curiosity, like a lot of other AI features that you see out there, it actually can become part of the daily workflow. And the second example on the right might actually be my favorite, because by adding AI to help with just one small part of the workload involved in maintaining data inventories, the usage of our entire application nearly doubled. And that tells us that something that used to feel really painful and unmanageable suddenly felt within reach. And these results together made something very clear, that when you deploy technology and AI meaningfully to help teams move faster and get more done, it doesn't just get used more often, it becomes indispensable. And that's where we really set the stage for what comes next after that. So as we looked at what was working, why it's working, we realized that the problem isn't so much at the feature level, such that adding a dozen or more features would get us to where we needed to get. There was actually something more fundamental about how the entire privacy software landscape has evolved. For years, it seemed like every new regulation just led to another point solution. A new regulation would come out, a new tool would come out to solve that. Years and years of this had created this really software-centric world where privacy teams end up, they needed to bounce back and forth between all these different point solutions. They need to learn all the different interfaces associated with those, and they need to piece together their workflows across these tools just to get the things that they need to get done. And we think it's time to change that. We think the next phase of privacy technology has to be what we're calling user-centric and built around the tasks that people actually need to complete, not just around the capabilities of each individual, point solution. And privacy professionals are not spending their entire day inside privacy software. They need to get in, they need to complete something meaningful quickly and confidently and get back to everything else that's on their plate. When I like to think about this stuff, I like to picture in my mind a privacy professional's to-do list. You have to go research quickly a question and get an answer out to somebody. You need to get something into the system quickly that you just learned about. You need to push things through workflows. And that to-do list, that real to-do list, has become our North Star. The software needs to be framed in those terms, whether the tasks on your to-do list involve one tool or several working together. So as we kept pushing on that idea, rethinking privacy around the real tasks and the needs of the people doing the work, it became clear that we needed something new, something that brought everything together in one unified, connected, intelligent experience. So I guess to sum it all up, we all at TrustArc believe that you deserve a better way. And we've built that better way. And that better way is something that we are calling ARC.